Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy. Swirl to Investment.
And I know some people got a problem with some of these women married to white men. Yeah, I'm going to go there this morning. Oh, my God. Well, look, I don't know their situation, but this is what I do know. Some of them, a lot of them are dark-skinned black women, and some Negroes got a problem seeing the beauty in dark-skinned black women. Don't you be mad because a white boy came along and saw what you threw away. I ain't saying that's everybody. I ain't saying that's everything. I'm not saying it's universal. But before you rag on them, understand the story. Some of these darker-skinned black women don't get no love. Could be at a place like Harvard, Princeton, and Yale, and the brothers dating all white women. Now that's their choice if they want to do that, but look at the demonization of darkness. Look at the chocolate charm that's being overlooked. Look at it, and we got everything in the book: vanilla vitality, caramel cuteness, chocolate charm, mocha magic. We got it all, bruh. And yet we overlook that, right? Because we think that the white man's water is wetter. And skin and flesh is sweeter and sexier. So don't be mad at black women who refusing to be by themselves if they wanted to be a partner, accepted the love and devotion of a white man who saw their value beyond their skin in a way that certain black men could, or saw the beauty and value in their skin, not transcending their darkness, inhabiting it in delicious fashion. But that's another story. So the thing.
All right, how's everybody doing? All right. Tonight's show, I'm going to have to make a part two, okay? I was going to do the Beta Kings and the Three Brad Circus, okay? I'm going to cover the modern-day Three Brad Circus tonight, okay? And then next show, I'll do a part two, and we'll talk about the Beta Kings. Okay, and these are men that black women should stay away from. Okay, we're going to go into white men tonight. Okay, we go into, black men not doing the right thing, the Beta Kings, but we're going to go into the Brads, the Chads. We're going into the Three Brad Circus. Okay, and in this circus, you're going to find one good Brad out of the three. The other two, stay away from. Okay. And these Brads you see every day in our life, all around us at work, at the store, in our communities. And these ladies, you need to be careful of the Brad you're dealing with, or the Chad, okay? Be careful, all right? I know marriages with black women and white men are the most successful right now, okay? We lead the way, but there is garbage in our community, okay? And when you're around, you got to take out the garbage, okay? But I'm going to cover Brads tonight. And then I'm going to have an open panel, and you guys can come on and talk about this, okay? But I want to warn you, ladies, okay? All right? Be very careful the man you choose, okay? You might have white men that are good friends, have good character, and they might have a friend that does not. Okay. A lot of times they say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, a lot of times that is true. A lot of times people with character are together, but sometimes there's some people a little off. And us as men, we're not perfect anyway. We all make mistakes. So, you got to be careful. You got to keep your head in the game and do what's right for you, ladies. I'm talking about black women. Do what's best for you. Okay. You're putting out the most work. You're the most successful, most educated. Don't settle for less, okay? And I'm not just saying that. That's statistically true. They've done studies. They know who is doing the best. Okay. Society don't want to admit it. People hide it or try to excuse it as it's not as great as it is, but it is great. But anyway, I'm one slide short of the 3 Brad Circus, the good Brad, but I'm going to talk about that. I'll make another slide later. But today I was really pressed for time, spending time with the grandkids, and we're just busy, but I want to get this show in, ladies. And, and white men can tell you about these Brads and Chads, right? Beware of the 3 Brad Circus, okay? All right. The first one we're going to talk about, and there's not much on this. When you're dating interracially, you find that Brad, this Brad is probably, this is the stereotypical Brad we hear about, right? The fantasizer, the guy that's, into you because of lust, okay? He sees you as an object, okay? He's not really looking at your success and your inner beauty. He's looking at your body parts, okay? Your chest, your butt, that's what his focus is on. Okay, as men, we do have desire and we think women's bodies are beautiful, but there's a time and place for this. But this guy, that's all on his mind. Let me pull up the slide here. All right, this here, okay, this is the creepy, flaky Chad, okay? Pour yourself a big bowl of the creepy, flaky Chad, okay? He's very lustful. This creepy Chad, lustful fetishizer, he sees you as an object, okay? This is what white men get blamed for being, okay? Let me move the logo so you can see that picture, okay? This is what these Chads might look like. They're creepy, they're flaky. Number 1, lustful fetishizer. Okay, it's all about the physical. All right. Practices poor hygiene. Okay. And we call him the flaky Chad because he leaves flakes laying around. Okay. They fly off his head and he leaves a trail of white flakes. You may think it's snowing, but that's just flakes coming from the creepy flaky Chad. Okay. He's drunk. Yeah, they do get drunk a lot. They don't really care about nothing. And they lurk around black women. And he's a stalker. Okay. The creepy flaky Chad, he likes black women, but he practices horrible hygiene. He only wants the black woman for lustful desires. And he's really creepy. He's a stalker. This guy, you got to be careful and watch out for. He tries to push his way around black women, even when being rejected. The creepy, flaky Chad, beware of him, okay? He and when he stares, it's not a stare of admiring you, right? It's a stare of pure lust and freaky stuff that he wants to do to you. And it's the creepy, flaky Chad. Okay, this guy, stuff he wants to do is very unnatural, very sick. I mean, this guy is demonic. Stay away from him. Usually, most black women won't mess with this guy. He stinks. He's leaving trails of flakes around. His hygiene, he smells. You can smell him from a mile away. Yeah, he could fit the serial killer. Yeah. A lot of serial killers are the creepy, flaky Chad. Okay. They leave flakes. See a trail of flakes, ladies? Run. Okay. It's not snow. Especially in June, you see white flakes. Something's not right. Okay. So be careful. All right. But he leaves a trail of white flakes all around, falling from his head. Okay, it could be the serial killer. He's the creepy guy that lurks around. And he also, a lot of times, will be a window peeker. Okay, a peeping Tom. Okay, that's the creepy, flaky Chad. And he's hard to get rid of. He's like a roach. He lurks in the dark, and he just, even when you reject him, he just don't want to go away. That is the creepy, flaky Chad. Okay? Any questions about this guy? Okay. Now, sometimes the creepy, flaky Chad might, not be dirty and stinky, but he still carries the same traits. He might have good hygiene and wear a suit, but has the same, he's lustful, fetishizer, lurks around black women, stalks them, might follow them around in a mall or a shopping center, or at some campus, because a lot of black women, get their higher education. A lot of black women are in colleges and universities. This creepy, flaky Chad will lurk in those places. Anywhere there's big crowds. Does he go to lower income than the hood and stuff? Yeah, there are creepy, flaky Chads there too. A lot of times, the creepy, flaky Chad's not a leader, so a lot of times he appropriates different cultures. He can kind of like a chameleon sometimes. He might wear cornrows and speaky bonics, and he can change it up, and depending on the black women he's around. Be careful. You see this guy? Yep, that's right, pro-white leadership. Call other white men the cops, okay? Because these guys are bad boys, I tell you what. But there you are, the creepy, flaky Chad. Stay away from him, ladies. And other white men will beat this guy down. So don't be afraid to call for help. Okay, let me go ahead and bring him down. Okay, the next Brad. Okay, this is Brad number 1 of the 3 Brad Circus, the creepy, flaky Chad. All right, now the next one I want to bring up, this guy is, a bit more deceiving than the creepy, flaky Chad. This here is the little Dickens Dictator, okay? All right, what can I say about this guy? Okay. All right, little Dickens Dictator. He's very ambitious, puts himself first, okay? You might confuse this guy as a leader, someone that, takes charge, makes things happen. And he does have those, those abilities, right? He does do that. He's very ambitious. He puts himself first, though. Here's a key word, himself first. Okay, the little Dickens Dictator. That's what he does. He uses others to get ahead. And then he casts them out when he is done with them. Okay, after you help the little Dickens Dictator get successful and get to where he wants to be, he will discard you. Okay, he don't care about you. He cares about you only when he's using you to get ahead. Okay, we see this guy in corporate America. I've seen these guys in the Army. They're all around. Okay, they're very ambitious. They want to get ahead. It's all about them. They will use you. They will use, and a lot of times we build these guys up because we think they're potential good leaders. We think that they're going to do great things, right? And later on, we get stabbed in the back, and because the whole idea was getting himself ahead. Okay. Number 3, has to be in control at all times. His way or the highway. Does not listen to reason. Okay. A lot of times these guys are very prideful, very arrogant. Okay. It's their way or the highway. They think they're right no matter what. They don't listen to reason. Okay. They're a dictator. They're not a leader. They're a dictator. Okay. Is willing to destroy anyone, even the people that helped him become successful. Okay, like I said, he don't care about people except using them as a springboard, as a step up. Okay, This here is the little Dickens dictator. Okay. Number 5, very selfish, arrogant, and dangerous. Forgets where he came from. Okay. So the little Dickens dictator. Okay. Beware of this guy, ladies. You might see him, hey, he's a leader, he's alpha, he's doing it. Okay. But here's the thing. He is very forceful. He is a dictator. Okay. There are women that like to be dominated and have a man that's in control, but this guy goes way beyond that. He's a dictator. He don't care about your feelings. He's not putting his family, his wife or kids first. It's all about him. Okay. This carries on to the corporate world. He can be very successful, you know, when it comes to economics, when it comes to running a corporation, but at the end of the day, he's in for himself. And the little Dickens dictator, at the end of the day, hits the wall. Karma always comes back. Anytime you move up, a true leader takes care of his people. A true leader takes care of his family, his wife and children. Okay. And, you know, sometimes, you know, he puts, you know, he thinks about his wife and, you know, how she feels instead of himself. He puts her first. Her needs are above his. Okay. The little Dickens dictator, he don't care except about himself. Ladies, be careful of this man. This man is very dangerous. Okay. He is ambitious, but he don't love you. He don't care about you. He's using you. And a lot of times he's like the creepy Chad. He lusts after you. Okay. And he loves black women. He does, but he lusts after them. Okay. He's not looking at your heart. He's looking at your butt and your boobs. I'm just saying. And this guy believes he's the prize. Okay. We've seen these little Dickens dictators, right? And he believes he's superior. Okay. Yes. And he believes he's superior to black men. And he thinks you being around him is a privilege to you because he's the prize. Okay. He thinks he's superior to all white men too. And this is, you know, the little Dickens dictator is part of the 3 Brad Circus. Okay. He's a clown. He's all for himself. Just saying, guys, watch out for this guy. Okay. You see him in corporate America a lot. You see him. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be, you know, financially successful. You know, he's just got to control something. You know, there's difference between leadership and dictatorship. Okay. A leader takes care of his people. It's like, you know, in the military, you know, you got a leader, you have the sergeant on the field. He takes charge. He takes care of his squad or his platoon. Okay. He puts their needs above his own because he has to, because his soldiers are going to determine whether he's successful or not. And he has to take care of his people. A dictator is going to tell you, look, I'm in charge. You're going to do what I say. And he don't care about you or anything. And he will throw you out there to save his own butt. Okay. Just saying. Russia versus Ukraine. The dictators. But this is the little Dickens dictator. Okay. All right. Let me pull him off. I'm going to save these slides and I'm going to do a show and put them all together and do a recap. Okay. Next show, I'm going to talk about the Beta Kings. Okay. And I'm going to go into different things to watch out for. And most, you know, people here have opened up their options. But the next one, we're going to go in the Beta Kings, why to stay away from them. And, you know, but I'll go into that. But the next, okay, I don't have a slide for this one. Okay. The next person in the Three Brad Circus, okay, is a good guy. Okay, this guy is the investor. Okay, this channel here is an investment channel. Okay, and what I mean is over here, we invest in the Black woman. We believe the Black woman is the best option. Okay, thus we're invested. Okay, don't get it confused with divestment. It is not that at all. Okay, this is white men or non-Black men. It could be an Asian or Hispanic. He can also be an investor. This man, the investor, okay, he loves himself. He loves his culture. He's not trying to be Black by no means. The investor is his own man. He loves his culture. He loves his neighborhood. He loves the group of people he's with. The only difference is he loves the Black woman. He wants the Black woman by his side. He wants the Black woman to be his wife. Okay? He's all in. Thus, he is invested, ladies. This man is going to give you his heart, his love, his resources. He's going to put you first. You're the biggest investment of his life. He will not make any bigger investment than you. This is the man you want, the investor. Okay? He's not trying to leave his community. He's trying to bring you to his community. He's trying to make you part of his community, part of his family. He wants you to be his wife. He wants to build a legacy with you. That's the investor. Okay? That's what you want, ladies. If you're going to open up your options, you need to get the investor. That's the one that's going to put you first. He's going to protect you and provide for you. Okay? And he looks at you as the prize. Lady, you are the prize. At this channel, Black women are the prize. Black men, white men, whatever man you are, okay, if you say you're the prize, you have no business being here, okay? Men are not the prize. Biblically, it tells us women are the prize. They are the treasure, okay? Men cannot be the prize. If they are, they're not doing their job as men, okay? And these men that are the prize are living on your couch, ladies, living off your resources, eating the kids' lunches that aren't even his kids, you know, going through those juice boxes like a hot knife through butter. They do that, okay? So you need the investor, okay? He's going to take care of you and your kids. He's not going to drink the juice boxes. He's going to be buying the juice boxes, okay? And the investor is the one you want, okay? And he'll put you first. He'll have you on a pedestal. And no Becky or Karen can take that away from you when you're with the investor, okay? Telling you. They won't even say a thing to you because they know the real deal, okay? So don't listen to these mammies or pick-meshas that say, oh, well, you know, you gotta be best BFFs with white women because they got to accept you into the white community. What about his mother? No, whatever. If you're with the investor, you don't have to like any white woman in the community. You will be first class regardless because you're the prize to him. He's invested in you, not his family, okay? You are his family. So don't be listening to that crap, okay? It's just to discourage you. All right. So now we got the Three Brad Circus, right? You got the creepy Flaky Chad leaving flakes all over the damn place. You know, real creepy, stalking black women. And then you got the little Dickens Dictator, okay? Real arrogant, running through, acting like the prize, stepping on people that have brought him up, that have shown him love and support. He don't care. You know, that's the little Dickens Dictator. And at times they'll kick their wives to the curb, especially when they get older and don't look as attractive. they'll pay for a younger woman because it's all about him, the little Dickens dictator. And then the investor, ladies. This is the good man. This is the one that loves you. This is the one that prays for you. Okay? This is the one that when you say yes to marriage, he's not only on his knee asking you for marriage, but he's on his knees thanking God that you're in his life. You are everything to the investor. That's why we call them the investor. I promote interracial relationships when the investor's involved. Okay? I'm not down with the swirl if it's just for a good time and nothing at the end of it. I'm for swirling to investment. Okay? And that's what swirl to investment is. Interracial dating to marriage. Swirling the right way. Okay? Anyway. But I do have a slide for this, and this is what the Three Brad Circus is competing for. Okay? Today's black woman. All right. And I got some pictures up here. You see Wonder Woman, the black Wonder Woman. They need to make a movie about that. You see under her, the professional black woman, the woman that's leading in the corporate world. And then to the right at the top, the woman of faith, the spiritual black woman. Okay? And then down below, the very beautiful black woman. Just enjoying herself. You know, her beauty. You know, these ladies are beautiful. These are today's black women. Okay, Wonder Woman, yeah, that's a fictional character. But that Wonder Woman presents the black woman, the strong black woman. And I don't mean, you know, strong that will fight you. I mean strong in her character, strong in her resolve, strong in her hard work, getting that education, moving ahead. That's what that Wonder Woman I see. That's what that represents. Okay? But let me read you this, okay? Today's black woman. Number one, most educated women in the United States. Hands down, black women are the most educated. You could say, okay, they're the most enrolled, most this and that, but they're learning while they're enrolled. They have the most degrees too. And you could say, oh, well, their degree, it's not in engineering or it's not a rocket science. It don't matter. Black women are getting their degrees. They're moving up. They're making more money, more income. They're outpacing the men. I'm just saying, okay? Number two, most spiritual women of faith. Black women are the most spiritual. A lot of women of faith are black women, okay? Find good black women, guys, in the church, women of faith. Black women are loyal, okay? And they're loyal to their faith, okay? They're in there because they believe in God. They believe in their faith. They're spiritual, okay? All right, number three, leading the way in the corporate world. Black women are moving up in the corporate world and getting those degrees, going to college, leads them to those positions in the corporate world. Okay, they're moving up. You're seeing black women in all neighborhoods now. You're seeing them in the corporate world. And a lot of them are marrying white men or men of no color because, you know, they're around us now. Okay? We're seeing them in the boardrooms. We're seeing them in the job sites, all economic levels. Okay? A lot of times, black women are competing with us. They're that good, guys. They are. Okay? They shouldn't have to compete, but they are, and they can't, and they're winning. Okay? So they're leading the way in the corporate world. They are. Okay? Number four, most loving, loyal, feminine, and most nurturing. That is the black woman. Okay? You cannot tell me the black woman does not have these traits. Okay? She does. That's why the black community, there's still black women, you know, trying to get with black men because they're so loyal. They're loving. Okay? But black women are waking up. They are the most feminine. Don't tell me they're not. A black woman that's been cheated on, left with children by herself. Okay? She's not going to be feminine, acting feminine all the time. But when she's around you and she knows that you have love for her, she's very feminine. That's why they say, and black men will admit this, well, when a black woman's around a white man, she all of a sudden gets more feminine. Yes, that's true. Because when we get with black women, they know we love them. They can feel it. Okay? Even though they might not like us, but they know we have love for them. Okay? So they naturally they do become more feminine. It's just a reaction. Okay? Number 5, puts everybody first. Black women always put everybody first. Their husband, their kids, their everything. Even their friends, a lot of times they'll put first. Their family. Black women adapt and overcome. Okay? They have the least resources, but yet the most success. That's power. Number 6, most successful with least amount of resources. Okay? They do have the least amount of resources, but statistically, according to the numbers, black women are the most successful. And they don't have the most resources. Okay, number 7, mind, heart, body, and soul. The black woman is the most beautiful woman on earth. Amen. Period. End of story. She is the most beautiful on all levels. Need I say any more? I have brought you the truth today, ladies and gentlemen. Look out for that 3 Brad Circus. Okay? There are dusty white men all over the place, ladies. Dusty men aren't only black, they are white too. You know, you see black dust, you see white flakes around too. Be careful. Vet, have your standards, ladies. Don't just go with him because he's telling you what you want to hear. Make sure he's that man. Okay? Because ladies, don't let anybody tell you you're not the best. And all you guys that email me or send me comments saying I hate white women and all that stupid crap. No, I don't. I just prefer black women. I don't hate white women. I just think black women are the best group of women on earth. That's it. That's my preference. But look how I treat my preference. Been married over 28 years. 3 kids, 2 grandkids. All our kids are college educated, successful. Okay? I give that credit to my wife for being the loving, beautiful woman she is, always having my back, putting me first so I could work hard, be successful, and put her first. Okay? Because see, what I say is what I do. What I'm telling you is the life I live. And I thank God that I'm able to come on camera and not have to hide my face. Yeah, they could dox me, do whatever. I'm set. Okay? I don't have to work no more in my life. Thank God. And you know what? Kind of makes you dangerous when you can do stuff like that. But anyway, guys, and I feel for people that can't show their face because I get it. They have jobs. They have, they have jobs. They have careers. They got to protect themselves. I don't. My career is over. I'm set. But anyway, Happy Mess, thank you for this $5 super chat. Thank you for supporting black women. Your wife is lovely. God bless you both. Thank you so much. And God bless you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And I'll support black women till the day I take my last breath. I will. There's no other group of women I love more than black women. Black women have done more for me than any other group of women. And, even the ones that don't really care for me or even don't like me. I still have love for them. I still see the beauty in them. And, it's because black women, you have character. You really do. And I admire your stance. And I admire you getting your education. I admire you in the corporate world. I admire you at home, being the loving mother and wife, and all the single ladies. A lot of you been duped and thinking that good black man was going to come through and didn't. And I feel bad. But ladies, you are the best option. And look, I see the beauty you have. And you know what? Look for that investor. Okay. I know some black women are going to wait for that good black man, that diamond in the rough that comes along. There is that diamond in the rough, but it's very rare. It's like finding a needle in the haystack. The needle's there, but good luck. Just saying. But ladies, don't settle for less. Okay. You are the best option, so you should have the best option. It blows my mind that black women are doing the best but settling for less. Becky and Karen aren't settling for less, and they're not doing half as what you're doing. Okay, I'm going to get hate for that. Okay, there he goes. He's spewing his hate. No, I'm not. I'm telling the truth. Okay, but, thank you so much. And Happy Mess, thank you so much for the super chat. And, my wife thanks you too. And look, my wife, guys, she always tells me to tell you thank you for the kind compliments and the kind words you have for her. I've never had anybody just come up and disrespect my wife, and I thank you for that. I have had people disrespect her in comments, but it usually happens when she's not on the show. Thank God. I don't want my wife to be exposed to that garbage. Thus, if I didn't have to deal with that, she'd be on my show more often. But I try to bring her on because she wants to be part of the show, and you guys like seeing her, and and I love having her on my show. That's my better half. That's my everything. That's my treasure. And but ladies, my point today is watch out for those dusty white men. They're out there, okay? The creepy Chads, the little Dickens dictators. Okay, watch out for them. Okay, these are real people. And the dictator, he has ambition. He don't care. He'll step all over you to get where he wants to be. Okay, that creepy Chad, that guy lurks in the dark. That's your stalker. That's your potential serial unaliving guy. I'm trying to talk YouTube talk. But, be careful of these dudes. They're out there, ladies. They will exploit black women in a heartbeat. Okay? They're creepy. Watch out for them flakes. Literally and, anyway, literally and, in the mindset also. Sandy is amazing. Yes. Oh, yeah. But anyway, let me go ahead and I'm going to drop the link. If you guys want to come on and talk, you're welcome to. Let me put the link up here. And do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. I appreciate it. That helps, with the algorithm. And if you like the content, put in a like. If you don't like it, put a thumbs down. I mean, hey, I'll take either one. Seriously. I don't get much dislikes, but, I'd rather get that than no reaction at all. But anyway, there's the link if you want to come up. The next show I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the Beta Kings, all the different ones. We talked about the faker Jack Joker, the one that presents himself as something he's not, has money, nice car, flashy, but lives in a beat up apartment that he can't pay the rent for. we talked about that beta king. I'll talk about other ones. But anyway, guys, it's good seeing you tonight. I'll say one thing, guys. Look, in here in our community, we have people that are okay that align with us. Okay, they might not agree with us or on a lot of things, but a lot of things they do. They might be different, but we kind of align. There are people that are divestors that come through here, BWE, swirlers, and people that support us and believes that we should be able to love and marry who we want to, and what I want to say about that is, on our platforms, I always had a desire to do YouTube, okay? But what I want to create is not a channel, but a network. What I mean by that is channels in our space where we align with the same goals, where we're in it to swirl to investment, when we're in it to uplift Black women. That's what I want. And there is networks out there. We have that. I want that to grow in our space, where we could come together and we could have Black women, white men, or other non-Black men come in and have relationships, do it the right way. And I hate to see infighting anywhere. And I will say this, guys, if you see my channel or other channels and we don't agree with stuff, that's okay. All right? It's about the network. It's not about the channel. It's not about me. It's not about my fellow content creators. It's about the network. All right? I just want to say that. Okay? So do not lose focus on what we're trying to do. Okay? Whether we agree, disagree, or there's fighting with content creators, and that's fine. That's going to happen. But I don't like people that are in our sector fighting. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that. I never want to have to go in on Black women. I don't. Times that happens and it hurts. I don't like it. Naturally, I just don't like attacking women. Even if they hate me and just evil to me, it just don't feel right, I was in a relationship with a woman before my wife that would actually hit me and get physical, but I never laid hands on her, and that goes with, verbal fighting. I don't like to argue. I just don't. Now, it may come to that, but I just hope we could get to a place where we could do our thing, push, our agenda, you might say, our goals, and do best by Black women. Be the best option for Black women. And have a place where Black women can have the best option. And anyway, hey, Pro-White Leadership, how's it going?
It's going great. I just want to make sure, do you hear me good? Because I have my headphones on.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. You sound really good.
Good. Yeah. Britt, you're awesome. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is proactive white male leadership for Black women. Because you see, like I said, white men will tell you, the good white men, the investor white men will tell you about the trash white men. So you're in the right place, guys. Kevin's dead. How's everything going?
Hey, how's it going?
Wait, what did you just say? Did she say Kevin's dead?
I think that's your screen name, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
deader. He's deader than dead, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hi, Pro. Hi, Brent. Hi, everyone in the chat.
Hey, how's it going?
It's been fabulous. It's been fabulous. This week have been fabulous, and oh my God, I've been sleeping a lot. I feel so amazing.
Oh, I
But
hit the wrong button.
yeah, I read the title, the three circus brads.
Yeah, the
Is
Three
that
Brat
what it is?
Circus. Hmm.
What's that about?
Well, what it's about is it inside. Okay, we talk about Dusties, right? We talk about black men, how they treat black women, right? We always go in on that. Um, and we need to. But there are white men that are dusty also, that are not doing right by black women. Okay. And I've seen it all through while doing, this channel. We had that crazy Asian dude come through. He was stalking women, getting personal information. Um, there have been others that have stalked black women. Okay. And a lot of times they appear to be something they're not. And that's what that's about. They talk about white men being fetishizers. Okay. Um, that's over exaggerated. There are white men that will fetishize you, that will try to sleep with you and don't care about you, that look at you as an object. Okay. Most of us aren't doing that, but there are some that do. There are the creepy ones that lurk, that will exploit black women for their own purposes. Okay. And then in the corporate world, we see men that got money and power exploiting black women. I see this every day, guys. And that's really not talked about in this channel. Uh-oh, I'm getting an echo. Sorry, guys.
My mic. Oh, that's you.
No, that's not me. I thought it was.
My mic is off.
Yeah, it's not me as well.
Oh, okay. Do you hear it now? Maybe it's my phone because I had my phone on. I was looking at my phone. But that's what that's about. Okay. And I talked about this a few times, but we don't really go into this as much. Okay. And, there's black women that have gotten in interracial relationships and gotten hurt. Sometimes black women think, hey, just get with the white guy and it's going to be wonderful. And, but that ain't always true. And I got to be honest, most men today are garbage. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic. Our marriage rates are low. Okay. 27% of black women are married. In the white community, 52% of white people are married. We're barely above 50%, guys. And, though our marriages are the most successful, we still are a lot of us are failures. And it's sad. And, we need to put this out there. And, but anyway, that's what that's about. It's just a funny way to bring light to what's going on. Okay. And times you got to have some humility. You got to put things in reason. There are times women are going to reject you. They're going not like you. And we see, beta kings hitting them with skateboards and beating the crap out of them. Do white men do this? Yeah, there are some that do that. Not as many as, the beta kings, but it does happen. Some men do not take rejection well. Some really get angry and, And that's just what that's about. But anyway, I just thought I would put that out there. I wanted to put the Beta Kings with that, but I ran out of time to do these slides. I got material I want to put in there, and the Beta Kings is going to be a funny show. But anyway, that's what that is.
Well, because I'm a white male worshiper and all this other stuff. No, I'm not a white male worshiper. I'm very aware that there is bad in all, and like I said, I promote to go where your probability is higher of finding better. But like I said, but the best person to tell you about bad white men is an actual white man. You understand what I'm saying? He is the best person to tell you that. And that's the reason why I'm pro white male leadership, because that's not something that Black women will get in the Black community. They will sit there and act as if they have all these abundance of good Black men that do not exist. But the fact that you have a white male sitting here saying that a lot of us, some of us are trash, that's a good thing, because that is a form of protection. So that's important too. But we want, this is a great thing. Make it clear that nobody is afraid of calling out trash white men. You know what I'm saying? And that needs to just make it very clear. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If I can't call out white men as trash, what good are we? A lot of these Beta Kings will not call themselves out. They'll say it's white supremacy, it's the system, it's the man. We hear that all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say that's funny, though.
Yeah,
sorry,
it is. It is.
I was going to say, sorry that a white man can't even say there's trash white men, but
there are
certain people cannot say there's trash people in their community. They have to blame other groups of men, or they'll blame the women, tell the women to choose better. But I just noticed how funny that is, that a white guy can admit that some of his peers are trash, but
and you know what, I'll be honest, in my younger days I was trashy like that. I was dusty. I'm gonna be honest. When I was a young teen and out there, and look, but I grew up, thank God in my early 20s I snapped out of that stupid mess, and I realized what I was doing was wrong, and I corrected it. We're men, we're flawed. And I just want to tell ladies, no matter how good he seems, please vet him, please. And look, make sure he's a good man. I got men around me that are successful men that are, will do things for you. But when it comes to dating, they're garbage. There's a friend I have from the Army days. It was my soldier. He's a Black guy, right? We would take bullets for each other if we had to. Okay. But when it comes to dating, he's garbage. He exploits women. He'll even tell you. He even says his church is the club. Okay. And he makes money. He looks like the high value man. Money, nice car, has a house. But he exploits women. Okay. They're all around us. I associate with people that, men that don't treat women well. And it's not that I want to hang around men that do this, not at all. But, they're in our communities, in our world, in our workplace. But we got to call out white men. Look, I could say Dusties all day and make fun of Black dudes doing dumb stuff. But at the end of the day, I got to point the finger back and say, you know what? We need to fix this. Their marriage rate's at 30. That's horrible. Ours is at 52. That's horrible also. We need to get it together. And I think the solution, okay, and people are going to say this is extreme, but I think white men need to marry Black women. We need to get together. learn about each other. We need to meet each other. We need to have relationships with each other. We need to have marriages together. We need to have families together. We need to build this legacy. Okay? We need to get our country right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe starts with swirl to investment. You know, and I'm okay with our country turning brown. I don't have to have my children and grandchildren, descendants be as light complected as I am. I don't care how they look. I care about how successful they are. I care about their character. I care about my nation. And, you know, I think that's the solution. But we got to call ourselves out. How can I be better if I don't know that I have a problem? How can I be better if I'm so arrogant I don't ever think I'm right or I'm wrong? Or if I can't listen to reason from other people? How can I improve? I can't. That's why these beta kings aren't successful, because they're told they're victims. They're told it's racism, white supremacy, slavery, Jim Crow. And that's why they can't get ahead. So they don't. It might be harder for someone to get ahead, but you can do it. You have to fight the good fight. You can't go around being the victim blaming. And that falls on us as white men too. We could fall into that and say, well, look, white men ain't doing this, ain't doing that. Point the finger, and it's easy to point the finger because they're doing dumb stuff, right? We seen that guy with 7 kids and 7 women. That's too easy. You can't, we could go in on that all the time. But when it comes to white men, white people, do we have those problems too? Yeah. Not as big. We still have that tradition of marriage. We still, you know, are holding on to something. We can fix this. And the best choice is black women. Black women are giving us more than white women when it comes to love, loyalty, and marriage. And the stats tell me, and I know there's white men married to white women say, oh my God, guy, why are you even saying that stuff? Well, it's true. But not to say there aren't bad people in our group either. But this, I was just trying to make a funny way of calling ourselves out. And it's a good thing.
And like I said, I go into that in one of my videos. I don't want to talk about it here. The male hierarchy, accountability, accountability and self-correction. That's what is also important as well. And, you know, I'm just glad that Brent is making it clear that white men do not mind throwing out the trash, throwing out white male trash as well. So that is important, because without accountability, you cannot self-correct. So that is just so key, because there's not going to be any positive male correction without accountability. So that is so needed. So that's, I completely understand you, Brent.
Yeah. No, and I think most people do. I mean, and you know, I just want to do it like in a funny type of way. The creepy, flaky Chad. I just thought about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the white guy that you call the other white men on, and the other white men are the cops. That's who you call.
Yeah, and then the big executive guy that's, you know, that will step on people. And be careful of that guy too, lady. That guy's very dangerous, because he got money and power, and he's used to crushing people to get to the top, and he'll crush you too. You know, these are people we see every day, right? A lot of women will go with that, you know, little Dickens Dictator, okay? But inside, he's insecure. You know, he steps on people because he's lacking, okay? And you'll see these guys, they'll be powerful, they'll go in, but they're really emotional. And when it comes back on them, they react in a certain way to where they will try to destroy you or discard you, get rid of you. That's the little Dickens Dictator. Okay, little Jimmy Dickens, not getting his way. He's got to, but, and then the investor, about the investor. That's the man that truly loves you. That's the man that wants to share his life with you. He will protect you, provide for you, share his wealth with you. Okay. And in fact, the investor, he gives you more than himself. And in fact, he does better when he does that. It's weird. You would think he'd have less, but he don't. And when his heart's in it, when he has that true love, he can do anything. But I wasn't just going in on us white men. I was telling you about the good one too. And when I do the Beta Kings, I'm going to go in. I got some slides I'm working on, and and there's going to be a unicorn up there, okay, to make it fair. There's going to be a diamond.
I gotta laugh, Prince.
Hey, I put the investor up there. I got to put the unicorn too, right?
Oh. Well, I won't talk about that here, Brent, but that's red zone, okay? of the procreation chart.
Is that where we go to a high alert?
Yeah, that's the low high. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I just hope, guys, you get what I'm talking about. It's, hey, ladies, be careful. That's all I'm saying. There's good and badness, and I came up with the 3 Brad Circus. It just, with Brads, ladies, honestly, you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, we are so different, and we, you get the wrong ones, and we'll pull you through a circus like you wouldn't believe. Then you end up just saying, you know what? After the Beta Kings and the 3 Brad Circus, then you'll just like, I'm living alone and getting a cat. I mean, but there are good white men. Get that investor.
Like I said, guys, remember it's 7% Black women. It's the non-Hispanic white is 30%. That's correct, right? What is it, 30 to 35%, Brit?
I think something like that. Because the last stat I looked at was white people, non-Hispanic in America was 56%. So you got to look, women outnumber men. Okay. So you put that in there, and probably about 35% to 7%. That sounds about accurate. But if you're into Hispanic and Asian, then your numbers really increase big time. I think white people counting Hispanic is like 75%, and the Hispanic population is growing fast. So, I mean, Black women, you open up your options, you have it's countless what you can choose from. You don't have to stick with Tyrone and his trick bag fantasy. You can. There's many places you could go, ladies, and where you have men competing for you. You get with that investor. He let him compete for you. Let him love you. Let him, take care of you with love. With emotions, with spirituality, with finances. I mean, ladies, the world is at your feet. It really is. If you're a Black woman and you want to open up your options, there's so much to choose from. I mean, and even if only 1% of white guys like you, every Black woman can have a white man. I'm just saying. I mean, and we know it's, I'd say probably about 85% will date you, hands down. You know, there's that 15 that are, you know, real beta and scared, and, you know, you got some that are racist. So, you know, you factor in that, but most white men will date black women. I don't hear too many black women or white men saying they won't date black women. I just don't hear that. Unless they're those guys that think that, you know, we're supposed to be only with their own racial group. Other than that, I don't hear it. You know. And you got to vet out the wiggles, okay? Okay, yeah. If you got to vet out the wiggles and the flakes on those apps too, yeah. Vet those wiggles, okay? You know, and we see them on kids shows wearing a pink, purple, yellow shirt, right? The Wiggles. The Wiggles. I'm just joking.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that yeah.
I don't want to say the word because, you know, it's but I'm gonna just say Wiggles. The Wiggles. I just picture those four guys out there singing and stuff, the kids show. Wiggles. DK dropped off. Okay. Hey, DK, you could come back up. You're free to come back up.
Oh, I think she left.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Okay. So thank you so much for this, Briz. This is awesome. I'm glad that, you know, because, you know, like I said, you know, I'm against, I don't like trash. That's what I don't like. I just don't like trash. But I believe in just going where my probability is higher of finding the investor, you know, where there's correction, where there's leadership. You know, like I said, they will never do this in the Black community. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even your male family members will sit there and, because like I said, they don't care about you. So they'll try to gaslight you to convince you that they do, but they don't care about you because the data is not showing what they are saying. So, and this is not just Black women. They actually came out with a new study, and people really don't realize the problem, but I'm not going to really go into that because this is the three Brad, you know, circus, and that's what we want to stay on. But like I said, there is correction, there is accountability, and where you have correction and accountability, there's protection. And that is important because, like I said, we're not being told in the Black community to stay away from this Black man and stay away from this Black man. We're told that all Black men are good. And it's just a very small amount that are not. That's what we're being told. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact, and you know, so the fact that we have men in, you know, if we're in white male culture, there's men that are going to correct other white men.
Yeah.
And that is needed.
Yeah, it is. And that's what I'm trying to do, you know. And look, I had to correct myself in my life. I'm not perfect. You know, and if you're a flaky, dusty Chad, you can correct that. You know, wash out those flakes, you know, get some Head and Shoulders, you know, brush those teeth. You know, and you know, with white people, and I will say this, I don't want me to get off topic, but speaking about flakes, we have a different type of hair and it's oily. We have to wash our hair every day or every other day at the least.
Right.
I wash mine every day. And it gets oily, it'll dry out and flake. And that's what that is, dandruff. It don't necessarily mean they're dirty. It's just their scalp is dry and it flakes. Sometimes we have to use a certain shampoo. And but I don't mean to get off subject. But when I say flakes, we think of someone that don't take care of themselves, white flakes dealing with snow, the dusty. That's how we show our dust, with white flakes. But
Britt,
anyway.
you're on fire tonight, Britt.
Oh man.
What's going on?
Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, Brent. Hi, Pro Leadership.
Hi, how's it going? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I just thought I'd take accountability on us white guys. It's time we, go in on ourselves sometimes,
Well, I think that's good. We all should take accountability. And I agree with Pro Leadership that she was saying, as far as that in the white community, the guys will call out each other, but not like, in the Black community. A lot of times with the guys, they just kind of cover up, don't say anything, and that's on him. And so.
Yeah, and you know what? When we do take accountability on each other, we might not like it, but I think the more you do it, the more you can look within and say, you know what? He's right. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have, maybe I was off. Generally as a person, that's hard to do, to take accountability. It's not easy. We don't like to admit we're wrong. We don't want to admit we did somebody wrong. We want to believe that we're doing everything right and we're great men, right?
Yeah.
But the only great men are the men that know they're not great. Okay? Let me say that. The only great men are the men that know they're not great.
That keeps you humble. Keeps you humble. Kind of keeps you humble and room for growth.
Yeah, it keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
The road runner can fly, but he don't. He stays grounded. He sticks with. Just kidding. Go ahead.
I was just thinking today earlier. It's interesting. You know how if someone does something and you tell them, "Hey, that might not be a good idea," they want to say, "Oh, don't judge me. God can only judge me," and that's true. God can only judge them. But I think we're supposed to be here to support each other and to help each other be accountable. As far as maybe it's not a good idea, because if you love someone and you care, then you're like, you know what? Let me tell you what's right. You might not think it's right, or you might know it's not right, but I just want to let you know. And if they continue to do it, they continue to do it, because at the end of the day, if they're not doing right, then of course God's going to judge them like He's going to judge all of us. But sometimes people use that "don't judge me" as a way of just let me continue to do this crappy thing.
Yeah. You know what? I think we do hold each other accountable. And I think in our space, most of the time, us as white men, we can coexist even if we don't think the other one's right. And we might know that what they're saying is true and not admit it. But I think we have more of an ability to make it work. Generally, not all. I think Black women are like that too. I think they are able to hold each other accountable more than other groups of women. I think, and it's funny. It's like Black women are doing the best. You think they would be like having the biggest egos, but they seem more grounded. You would think that they would be boasting about their accomplishments, but usually Black women don't do that. They just make it happen.
It's like it took a lot. It's like it took a lot, and you just got to keep on going. You might cry a little bit. You got to get it, make it happen. Whatever, take what you have and make it happen, or turn nothing into something, or like even when they say, we call it rigging. I don't want to use the other word, rigging. If it doesn't work, you fix it till it works. You find a way.
Oh, jerry rig it, like do a little quick fix that.
Yeah, it's called like an in rigging. Like we call it in rigging, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, you just you figure it out. You make it work.
Yeah, I remember in the Army having a broke down Humvee and stuff, and tying trash bags to for a fan belt. Just doing something to get you to point A to point B. Doing something that a quick fix. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're right. A quick fix. But you're right. We will hold each other accountable. We'll say, "Oh, sis," or "No, that's not right." We will do that.
Mm-hmm. And you would think black women would be boasting about their degrees, their success in the corporate world, and they don't. It's like they just do it. And I think it's usually people that are successful do not boast about it. You just know they're successful. It's like you can almost tell when somebody's lying.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear somebody say that, some guy saying, he's got all these women, they're after him, he's done this, he's, a high value 6-figure man. And then you really dig deep and you find out he makes about $48,000. He's got one woman that likes him. He don't like, he has a Cadillac, but he lives in a 1-bedroom apartment. He's 3 months behind in rent. But he'll boast. That just seems like I don't want to get off subject, but the fakers, Jack Joker, that's what I call them. They're fake. The guys.
No, I understand. Even with people who have, sorry.
Go ahead.
Even with people who have money, if they have money, they're not going to talk about it. But there's so many people. There's people sometimes will get on. Well, I have this and I have that. It was and look at what I have. All this stuff. If you have it, you're not going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually when like you might have a guy who's. This is not in all cases, but you might have a guy who has some jeans on, a regular shirt, and a regular car, and he could be wealthy as I don't know what.
Yep.
And someone who just decked out and everything and might be broke. Not all the time, but I'm just saying it happens a lot.
Yeah, I remember when I was a teenager working at this fast food place, there was this black guy, and he was like, he was older than everybody, and he would get with these young girls, and I was young and dumb and impressed. He had a wad of money, drove a Cadillac, dressed nice, and the young girls were after him like, how do you do that? But he was BSing them. He was faking it. He had a Cadillac and he had a wad of money, but he was broke. He could barely afford gas in that car. And on the surface, it looked like he was successful. But when you dig deep, you find out he's not successful at all. And this guy ended up impregnating women, had multiple children from other women. I mean, we see this all the time. And, he fooled them. Like he had money. And that a red flag should be, why would a middle-aged guy, or not, he wasn't middle-aged, but in his 30s, messing with teenagers and young 20-year-olds. I mean, there's a red flag there anyway. But a lot of those betas will get with younger women because they're easier to manipulate. They're easy to be fooled because they're young and dumb. I say young and dumb. We were all young and dumb.
Yeah. And then the guy has he has a mentality. He's young-minded. That's just ridiculous. Well, you have in common with a younger person like that.
Yeah, I mean, when you got to actually deceive them to get with them, I mean, but I mean, it is what it is.
I remember when and it wasn't probably much difference, but still, I remember a young man going to get ready to start college, and I was graduating from college. Handsome young man. And when I found out the age, I said, "No, I'm sorry." I said, "You're handsome, but no, thank you." Even though it's not much age difference, I'm thinking he's going into college. I'm about to go pay bills. There's nothing that we have in common. He's just stepping in. I'm stepping out. There's nothing that we have in common in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I was younger, not now, of course. Thank goodness.
Yeah. And then this comment's right. Old broke men love young women because they're easy to impress. Yeah. And they are. I mean, truth be told, I thought he had it going on until he told me the truth. He was trying to get me in the player training program. He said, what you do is you get a 20, roll up a bunch of ones, have it in your pocket. And he said, look, man, you need to get some really nice clothes and you can't be driving your parents' car. But I'm 16. I have no money. What the heck? I can't pull that off. But anyway, hey, Sea Breeze, how's it going?
It's going well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I remember last time I was trying to get in and somehow my device was not connected. So I just went ahead and logged out last time. But to your point, I just joined in, by the way. But to your point, I have a great uncle and he's older now. But when I was a child, I used to watch him operate in that beta male. I didn't know what it was called back then, but he was beta male for sure. He would, build this facade like he had it all. He had the money. His shoes were like $500, snakeskin alligator shoes. He didn't drive anything less than a Cadillac, and he could afford to put gas in there. So my mom, being a single parent of 3 girls, my mom worked jobs and had, various things that she used to do as a side hustle, legal stuff, just so she can make an income for her household. And he would come over and ask for a bowl of cereal and a sandwich. Seriously. Wow. And my mom used to get very agitated with him. He was like, hey, niece, can I use your phone? You got $3, And my mom used to always tell us, you see how he is, you see how he acts. Well, that's someone you want to avoid. And so, all those examples, just makes you think, and those some of the people I tried to avoid when I was, dating back in the day.
Yeah, and that's what they do, and the beta king, and that's what I call them, because they're not making it happen. They're relying on women to help them along, and they're trying to deceive women, young girls. A lot of times, they put on this image like they got money, they're successful, but yet you dig deep, you find out they ain't got nothing. A lot of times you might see a guy drive a Honda and think, well, okay, but you follow him home and his house is nice. I got a real nice house, but my cars aren't really that wonderful. A Honda and a Toyota. I mean, I'm not rich. I'm a blue collar guy, so I gotta, manage my money right. I do well. I do very well, but I still got to budget my money, and I would rather have a nice house and a junky car. You know what I mean? My cars are nice, but they're just average cars. I take care of them. They run well, but they get me from point A to point B, and they do their job. They serve their purpose. I could buy a Escalade. I could buy a Range Rover. I could buy an Audi. But you know what? My resources go down. The kind of house I have is less. My standard of living goes down. For what? To say, hey, I got this, look at me. No, thank you. I'd rather people laugh at my car and I have a home. Right. I'm just, but that's just me. But,
I agree.
Oh, Hondas are real nice. Hey, Bound Up Muse, good to see you. Yeah, Hondas make really good cars. Toyotas are very good too. Don't kid yourself. Look, Toyotas, I think, are the best cars for what you pay for. I mean, they have the highest resale value. They're really durable. Toyotas are good cars, and I know the trucks are getting more expensive, but it's a good product. It really does you well. Hondas are good cars too. I mean, my son got him a Honda Civic, a real nice car. You know, I mean, they're good cars, but you know, you can have that, or you can go get you a $110,000 Range Rover that's going to take most of your resources. To me, that's dumb. You know, if you're middle class like me, it makes no sense. If you're a millionaire, yeah, have what you want. But anyway, but I just wanted tonight to call out the Dusty Brads, the Dusty Dans, the Dusty Chads. Okay. You know, because they're amongst us. Okay. And the ones that are amongst it, I say change your act, and you know, like I said, get some Head and Shoulders to start. Fix the hygiene. Oh, we lost somebody. Let me put the link. You can come back up. I'm sorry, ladies. Go ahead. I don't want to get too long-winded and stuff. Anyway. But Seabreeze, you could come back up. I don't know if you left or got kicked off. But anyway, if you guys ever fall off, just hit the link again. But anyway. But what do you guys think, ladies? Do you see these Dusty Brads? Were you at work and in your communities and stuff? That
I mean, I think I told you about an incident that I had a couple of weeks ago where I had to curse out this crackhead. I call him a crackhead because that's what he is to me. You know, yeah. So I had to curse him out, unfortunately, because he's a crackhead that worship black men, and I had to and he was putting his nose in business that did not, you know, belong to him. He needs to go back to, you know, his pissy van that he sleeps in and keep it moving.
yeah,
and
right.
That's it.
Yeah, I remember you
so
telling
serious.
me that. Yeah, and you know what? When you speak of, and ladies, don't worship men, but there is this thing, black male worship, right? We've heard people talk about it. There are white men that worship black men. There are. They might date black women, and this is the beta Brad, you know, the woke beta Brad. He gets with a black woman, and he wants to feel like he's you know, being woke and, you know, standing up for black people, and he tries to, you know, live their culture and tries to act a certain way, and he'll even go in so much as spewing self-hate about himself and running himself down. And it's kind of a form of worship. And it's kind of weird. I've seen this. And I've even had some come on my channel defending black men. And it's like, wow, you would think this guy is in love with black men, like he's trying to, I don't know, date them or something. I know that sounds
Brent,
funny.
I'm so sorry to cut you off, Brent, but
I'm sorry. Pro leadership. Can you hear me? I wonder what happened.
It's probably connected. She'll probably be back on in a bit, I guess. I think it's probably
I wanted to hear what she had to say. Dang it. Okay. Hey, pro leadership, maybe it's your headphones. I don't know. I don't hear you. I see you up here. Maybe her internet. Yeah, sometimes. Okay, she dropped off. She might be coming back.
Yeah, she'll probably come right back.
Yeah. She
might be able to.
Yeah, she had her earphones on. Maybe they died or something or went down.
She probably heard us, but she probably, we couldn't hear her.
Yeah, but I wanted to hear her because she was like, Oh man.
She's probably coming back. You know she's gonna come back. So yeah. I'm saying she probably heard us, but we couldn't hear her. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, I heard her good, and then it cut out, and then she
Yeah, I
dropped
did too.
off. Yeah, yeah, it's probably like an internet thing, or maybe a device issue. But
Yeah, because she tells some good stories. I'm laughing.
I know, and she said, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm like, hey, by all means, cut me off because you make good points. I don't look, guys. You know, I know we get to talking and stuff, and if you cut me off, I don't take it personal. I mean, so a lot of times I let it go because people really want to put in what they say, and I get winded. So, you know, I don't really get. She said, "Sorry, I'm coming back." Okay, we'll wait for her to coming back.
Yeah, we want to hear the rest of the story.
I know, right? But yeah, this show tonight, I wanted to make it a 2-part, but I got these slides I want to make and stuff, and you know, I try to make names for each character I describe because it's kind of.
Sorry, I was laughing. I was like, started laughing.
Like the Faker Jack Joker. I mean, that says it all. He's just fake, you know, and I say faker, he's a fake, and a jack, meaning jackass, because that's what he is. You know, and it puts it in to.
You know, it's interesting when you talk to some guys how they'll try to take you off topic and then they think that you didn't notice. And so you'll let them take you off and then you'll go right back and then they'll kind of look at you. They're thinking that you didn't notice or you did, but you kind of like, okay, I'm letting them go with it. And then you go right back. What about this, what you said? Oh,
Yeah. Hey, pro leadership. Hey, young lady.
I'm sorry about that. I had to switch to my cell phone because my laptop didn't charge enough and it shut off.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but you know, I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Me and Stephanie were talking. We're like, yeah, we want to hear her story. And
yeah, but what I was gonna say is that what I noticed with these type of white men that worship black men is that this is what I take on it because they believe they're in some type of brotherhood with black men because that's how black men make them feel. But black men don't even like them because they'll sit and talk about them all the time. And that is one thing that a lot of black men will say. I know white men and they are bad. I know white men that don't take care of their children. Which you understand what I'm saying? Which we know by and large, white men take care of their children, but it's just so interesting that they can only meet the ones that don't. Because that's what they attract is trash. And that's where I go into again, do not deal with any non-black man, especially a white man that deals with black men altogether. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, and you know what? I thought, well, maybe they're exaggerating because, you know, they're just saying, okay, they might find one bad one and just say they're all bad. But maybe that's all they're finding because dust attracts dust, right?
Well, black men love bringing trash into the community, especially non-black trash. They love it. They thrive off of it because they love degeneracy. And the real reason why I think they love having particularly non-black men and particularly white men as trash is because they can use that to gaslight and manipulate black women.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then it helps out. Like, look at this dude; he's a loser. You know, I can see that
because they'll take the trash of non-black men and they'll try to make it seem it's like a collective of them that's like that. You understand what I'm saying? And we could see the shape of their countries that they run and their communities knowing that they're not like that. But that is what black men will do. They're really using them. So they're weaponizing them. They just weaponize those men against the well, I'll say against Black women and girls.
Yeah, and you know what? It kind of goes along with what's going on with these Hotep beta kings out there, pushing forth their beta fantasy stories about ruling the world and being kings and creating white people in a lab. That craziness.
They're going that far now. They created white people in a lab.
They did. Oh, you got to research it. You know what? I covered it on one of my lives, but I'm going to bring it out there. Okay, there's this fictional character, right? And it was a black guy, and at 6,600 years ago, he was like a scientist, right? He was a self-hater, and he created white people. That's what they say. His name, I think, was Buku or Baku or something like that. And they're pushing this narrative that, you know, black people were created by the creator and white people were created in a lab. It's their way of saying, look, we're superior. We created you. And no man can create another man, but okay, live that fantasy. You know, and then they talk about how everybody was black, and then, you know, the degenerates, the weaker ones became albinos and turned white and went to caves. And
Brent, they say that because they say that because they know black women are going to believe that. So you understand what I'm saying? And this is where black women get messed up. And this is why it's so easy for black men to sit there and say that you are not the most educated and you are the most enrolled, because they can make up these stories and tell black women this, even the educated ones, and they will believe it. All they have to do is research. You know, you have black women in science that will believe black men say this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't, you know, I mean, you know, you'll have black women that are chemists, that are scientists, that will believe what these black men say.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You know what? This is the thing. I believe we came from the same place. We're people. We're not different species. We do have different genetics, like our skin tone, eye color, hair color, but we're people. We can procreate with each other. We're not different species. We're just people. We have different genetics. But, you know, it's crazy the stuff I'm seeing out there, and people believe this stuff. There's no evidence. And even if that's true, okay, so what? What are we doing today? I mean, it's like, I just can't.
And I don't know why they believe by saying these things. You know, it almost is like, okay, you know, they just think that, okay, you created these men in the lab. Let's say that is true for the sake of this conversation. They still conquered you. So I don't get so you created men that conquered you. So, I mean, I don't get what really is the point of that, why they continue to do this. It's just ridiculous at that point. But like I said, black women will believe whatever black men tell them.
Yeah.
Because listen, I did my show with the slavery and all that. They're claiming that's not true because a black man told them it's not true. So it is what it is. And these infrastructures that these African men built with white European men do exist. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like almost the same thing like Hitler did, right? He created this mythical stuff, like this Aryan race that dominated, that we're doing this fantasy crap that there's no evidence of. It's the same thing. And I'm not comparing, you know, these pro-blacks to Nazis. By no means, I'm not. But
I mean, some of them are kind of they are kind of like Nazis, but in a reverse. They really are. They really are. I mean, because their logic doesn't make any sense. So So they kind of really are, you know?
Yeah, they're just not taking out people like that. I just, yeah, it's kind of an occult type thing.
Yeah, it's a cult. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I said, it's
but
not, there's no such thing as a black family. It is not a black family. It is a cult. Okay. It's that is how I sum up pretty much the black race, and and whether it's in the United States, whether it's in the Caribbeans, or in Africa or other European countries, it's a cult.
all right. Hey, Dark Method, Dark. I can't talk tonight. I got to shake off the dust. Sorry.
Hi,
Hey, Dark Mother's Vessel, how are you doing, young lady?
I'm fine. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I have to speak kind of low because I'm outside the gym. I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what from white male leadership was saying about how some of these guys think that they have some kind of brotherhood
Uh
with
huh.
these males. Because I don't know if y'all recall a little while ago, there was a guy that was making a stir that he was a white dude that was a kind of had the country boy look, and
Uh,
he was going around telling everybody about how aggressive black women were, like anybody asked him. And then he was like, most black women that I've met have been extremely aggressive. I've met a couple that were might be feminine, but the rest of them are all masculine and this, that, and the other. And then whenever like social media came and started to drag him, and somebody, and like I think it was another white woman actually that said, she was like, oh, that's funny how you can sit there and talk about black women being masculine, but I guarantee you think that a feminine woman will do things like wrestle hogs and milk cows and all that type of stuff. And he butted clapped back talking about, I've seen all kinds of feminine women that would do that type of thing, and they can be feminine covered head to toe in mud, but somehow black women are still aggressive. So I'm trying to figure out how that makes sense. Like he literally piggybacked off of some black dude saying that black women were aggressive, and he said that, and I was like, that's the kind of white male that what pro white male leadership was saying is the kind of male that they would use to try and deter black women from white men, because like, see, they don't like you, see, they know you're masculine, see, it's
mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, and that
Exactly. But I have to get off soon, guys, because it is getting late where I'm at. Brent, thank you so much for having this live. But like I said, yeah, but like I said, you summed it up, Dark Mother. Stephanie, right? It's so nice to see you. But like I said, I summed it up. But like I said,
Mhm.
these I mean, there's a situation, I'm gonna say this just a little bit. There's a situation right now going on YouTube. I'm not gonna say the names, but there was a famous black man that was threatening to R word and unalive uh a particular group of men's people that he allowed into the community to portray them, black men, and now he's mad at him for defending his people. And I keep saying, just because you allow these non-black people to come in your community and disrespect your people, they're not like that. That is why they're associating with you, because they know how you are.
Mhm.
So, but I'm gonna leave with that.
okay. Well, thank you for coming on. It was good talking to you, and I always enjoy having you on. And you know, I want to do the part two to this, the Beta Kings, and like I'll put three together, three types, and then I'll have the good black man in there to make it fair. The the
Okay, Brent.
okay, I gotta be fair, right? I'll do that. That'll be
No,
fun.
but okay, Brent.
No, but okay. All right.
All right,
It's good.
guys. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to come up. Brent, thank you so much for allowing me to come up. I'm sorry that
Oh
I
yeah,
have to leave,
anytime.
but
No, I
yeah,
get that you have to go, but hold on just a second. If I send you, because I was working on my email, do you take like video clips and stuff? Because I don't want to send you something and you be like, "What the heck is this?"
yeah, you could send me a video clip. Yes, I'll
Okay.
just have to, yeah, I just have to review it and stuff like that. I know, I mean, if you want me to play it on a live, let me know.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just I was speaking about that the other night is because see, because I do live in Texas and our governor is starting to crack down on these things called street takeovers because you know how some of these males like to go and run the streets and with their cars and whatnot. I'm having a little bit of trouble trying in the clip where they actually ran one of the idiots over that was standing in the middle of it trying to take film. But the rest of them I can send because that is a problem. They're disturbing neighborhoods. I mean, that's why every time they get mad about gentrification and all that type of stuff, it's like, well, this is the stuff that you do. You tear up your neighborhoods. You do these things. You're loud and throwing fireworks at the police whenever you get caught and all kinds of stuff. So there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but black men also bring these people into the community as well. So,
Hmm.
and so it is what it is. So, you can gentrify. I can go to a black community and gentrify a black community as a black person. So gentrification has, so I'm just putting it out there because some
Oh
people
no,
think it's
I get it. I'm
about,
just saying. I'm saying that when they complain about it, because that's what they always. That's the thing that they complain about is whenever it gets gentrified, they're like, "Oh, you just want to take it from us," and da da da. And it's like, well,
take
you're
what? Take what? If you
exactly.
don't see the opportunity in your community and somebody else does, that's what's going to happen. Because I do real estate, um, and I am pro gentrification, especially when it comes to my safety as a black woman. So black women need to be pro gentrification because that helps you stay safer with gentrification because we already know what these men's communities look like. So,
Right.
so it just is what it is because they don't care. But I'm gonna go now, guys. I'm sorry that I have to cut it short, but it's late. It's almost 1 o'clock where I'm at in the morning, and I do got to get up in the morning. It's already morning.
No,
Have
yeah,
a good
you're on the
evening.
East Coast. Thank you so much, Pro Leadership. Good to see you, young lady.
Still be watching though, but thank you all.
Oh, hey, before you go,
Mm-hmm.
welcome to the community. I'm going to give you the key to the community with a little Roadrunner keychain. And we got that pedestal built for you and get you an investor and live your best life.
Thank you so much, Brent. And I wanted to thank the person that kicked me out of the black race. Thank you so much. It is so appreciative. Um, thank you so much for kicking me out the black race. I'm so grateful. You have no idea.
Oh man, me too.
It,
Oh
it
my
was
God.
funny. Somebody gave a comment, said she's no longer black, and he excommunicated her. So, but she's with us now. Welcome, young lady, to the community.
Thank you so much, Brent. Thank you so much. All of you have a good night. Enjoy and stay safe. Brent, I'll talk to you later.
All right,
You and I
sounds
will
good.
talk later.
Yeah, we
You
will.
too.
All
All
right, good
right.
seeing you,
Bye
young
bye.
lady. All
No
right,
Good
problem.
night.
Have a good
You
night.
too. You too. Bye bye.
okay. Okay. Well, Nate, we talked a lot about we talked a lot, and it's great. It's awesome. Um, but my whole thing tonight's show was the three Brad circus. You know, the 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 dusty Brads or Chads or Dans or whatever you call them. They're out there, ladies, and just be aware. Okay,
Mm.
and like I was saying, there, you still got to have your standards and vet. Don't rest because you got a white guy that says the right things and you just met him. You got to know what he's about. And I've seen guys like these characters I talked about today. I see them in the real world, and I see the creepy, flaky Chad, you know, he's out there. He lurks. That's the weirdo, you know, that you really got to avoid. You don't know what he's going to do. And then you got the, you know, the little Dickens Dictator, you know, that's the guy that has the high ego that thinks he's the prize, and he'll exploit black women for his own purposes. It might seem like he loves you and takes care of you, but it's only for him. You're just a part of his life at that moment. I see that a lot. Don't just gravitate to someone that's financially successful. Also vet him. Also have standards with him, because money don't create the man. It just means he has more money to have more resources. Okay. And then the investor. That's who you want to be with. That's the one that loves you. That's the one that prays for you. That's the one that wants you to be his wife, that wants to build a family and a legacy with you, you know? So, you know, and I've seen those investors out there that love black women, that do anything for them, that just think they're the most beautiful, most loving, which black women are the most beautiful, most loving. And the investor, and I call him that because he's the man that invests in the black woman. And he's not one of these guys that acts black, that tries to fit into the culture. No, it's a guy that loves his community, loves himself, but he wants that black woman with him because he sees her as the best option, the best investment. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. And I put these terms out there, so if I say them, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm talking about. If I say Faker Jack Joker, you know who he is. You know, if I say that creepy, flaky Chad, you know, and then the investor, you know what I'm talking about. And these people exist. These are people. They fall in these categories, you know, and our actions define us as a person, okay? How I act and how I treat people is how I'm going to be defined. If I treat you good and I do nice things for you and I'm fair and reasonable, you would say I'm a good man. If I steal your stuff, you would call me a thief, okay? If I abuse people, you'll call me an abuser, right?
Right.
But that's why I wanted to put that out there. And I think in our space here, we talk about black women, white men coming together with love and marriage. That's what I want to promote. That's what I do promote. And we go in on the dusty Beta Kings, right? For the stuff they do and how they treat black women. But we got to check the white dudes too, because they're doing it too.
Because that's the first thing out of everybody's mouth is, well, what about when white dudes do this? Because I don't know if you talked about him, because I was working, but because the first thing they want to bring up is that NFL player Chad Wheeler, and it's like, okay, so just because he's a white dude didn't make him God. He's mentally ill, and she just still picked a bad dude. What? Why are y'all trying to use that as, oh, all white men are like this? All white men are not mentally ill, and all white men are not, NFL players, and all white men aren't. Like, if we're gonna do that, how many things do you want to compare him to then?
Yeah, and it's like it's weird. It's like, okay, they do it too, but when they do it, it's like, oh, that's how they are. Rather than saying, okay, that's just a bad apple in the bunch. It's weird. It seems like these betas will judge white men in the collective. Okay, slavery happened, so white people did it, so white people are guilty. White people are racist. Now, does that mean all of these white people were slave owners and racist? Of course not. But if you put it in the collective, it makes us look really bad, like very evil, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it would be the same thing if I see black guys on TV committing a crime, right? Mm-hmm. And I say, well, black people are just criminals. I I can't judge them like that because these are individuals doing it. It wouldn't be right. So why are we going to say, okay, it's just, the few doing this, but on the other side, they're just like that. And it's weird, but I know why it's done, because it makes one group look better than the other. Because if I judge you for what people in your community did, that makes it seem like you're part of it, which you're not. But if I say, okay, in my community, okay, yeah, that guy did that, but that's just him. That's not me. That's not my buddy over here. That's just him. I mean,
Okay.
you can make things look worse than what they are. But anyway, but just have your standards, ladies. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. You want to say something?
No, I was just saying, wasn't that what they got mad at Trump for? Was calling them all thugs or something whenever they were rioting and saying they were peaceful protesting?
Yeah, and that's an example. And he meant the ones doing it.
Exactly. That's exactly what he meant, but they decided that meant all of them, and that's what he meant because he's a racist.
Yeah,
but if they do it, oh no, I'm not racist because all men are child wheeler. All white men are child wheeler.
Yeah, and who was that other guy from Kansas City? Kelsey.
Oh yeah, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
Was it Travis or was that the brother? Because there's two of them.
Oh, I don't know. Well, the one that I guess was dating a black woman or something and only gave her $100 the whole time or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I think it was Travis.
Yeah. And they're saying, okay, he's a millionaire. Why is he only spending? I don't know the story. If that's true, he's a crappy dude then. I mean, God, when I was dating,
I should have known better though. He has that look to him.
Yeah, he's kind of. You listen to him talk, he seems a little beta-esque, in that sense. Like he's trying to. I don't know. I don't know, but it just seems kind of weird. And look, if that's true, oh my God, why was she with him? When I was dating my wife, I spent more than half my income on her. So, I mean, if you love somebody, you're going, share your resources, sort of say. And if you're a millionaire, you could give her, heck, a few thousand, right? You make millions. What's it mean? Buy her nice clothes and gifts. And I mean, if you love her, hey, she's the prize. Treat her like the prize. That's my thinking. You think
he probably was one of those guys that does worship black men because I noticed. That's why I say he's got a look to him. He kind of look like, if you look at him now, especially after they broke up, he's got that look. And I noticed that when he was on Saturday Night Live, like almost like he's trying to look like a black dude. Not that I'm trying to say, what does a black dude look like, but I don't know. It's just something about like the way that he has his eyebrows now, his haircut, and the way his beard is. It's like he looks like he's trying to look like a white black dude.
Yeah, and
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? They can do that. And look, for all the beta kings that are following me, if you want to, act white, sort of say, if you like my white man's hairstyle, I can hook you up. I got these new wigs I've created. They got what style do you like? Tom Cruise, who else? I can sell you one, and
everybody else has wigs. Why not? Shoot.
Yeah, Michael Ray. He's a wigger. That's what he looks like now. But I mean, like I don't know how to describe the look because he still looks professional, but it's just something about the way that he looks. It changed, and then it's just like, oh, that's why he's a dusty white dude. Okay, see.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of caught that vibe when he was talking, just his voice and like, yeah, I'm down with that or something like that. And I'm like, maybe that's how he grew up. Because sometimes, white people will talk slang because they grew up around black people. I get it. I'm not judging people for that. I mean, we sound like people we're around. We're a product of our environment. But it just seemed a little off because
No, because his brother's not like that. His brother's married and he has kids and
yeah,
the whole nine.
Maybe
So it's probably those guys that he got on the team with.
Yeah, and probably like, hey, he probably thinks black dudes are cool and he wants to be like them, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of white dudes that, you know, look up to black men like that, they try to be like them, and that includes dating black women. And maybe he only gave her $100 because that's what beta kings do, even if they're millionaires. Yeah. But I know what you're talking about because I heard them talk and they were talking about black women. I was like, okay. I mean, if they asked me, I'd say, yeah, I love black women. That's my preference. My wife's black. Yeah, that's who I'm into. And it's because what I see, the qualities they have, the character they have, you know, the big heart they have. Yeah, of course I love black women above all women. I mean, I don't have to be a black guy to feel that way. Do I? No. I just see the truth. I see true love. And that's what it is. You know, he could have said something like that, but I don't know. I'm not going to judge the guy, but it just seems a little off.
Yeah, I get that too. I'm not trying to say to judge him. I'm just like, that's those are the type of white dudes. Since the topic is that we're talking about the three bad circus, those are the type of white dudes that black men love to bring up and throw and shove our faces into them because, and that's what they use to scare away the younger ones who don't know any better, younger black women that don't know any better. They're like, oh, this is how they're going to treat you. You think you're going to get better over there, but you're going to get, you know, they're going to beat you up and they're going to do this, and this. And it's all, I guess what you would call it is propaganda, because how are you going to have a high unwed mother rate, even higher when you date out, but then turn around and try and pretend that you are going to treat me and other women who look like me any better? Like, I'm not following the logic of the women who listen to things like this.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of conditioning. The propaganda, it's kind of brainwashing. If you hear things over and over, people tend to believe them after time. And if you're raised as a little girl told that white men are like this, you're going to grow up as a woman thinking white men are evil and horrible because you've been told that. That's it. It's something that's taught. Now, if you grow up in a neighborhood that's diverse and there's white people all around and your parents are okay with white people, you could easily date a white man as a black woman. And it, you know, and same way with white men too. If you're not told black women are crazy and if you're not taught that you got to stay within your own racial group, you're going to go for what you find the most beautiful. And if you're smart, you're going to go for the best option. And this is where black women, if we're being honest, will win big. If society, once we get there and we start telling the truth, black women are going to win big. And when black women can get out of the conditioning and just look at a man for what he is, black women are going to win big. And a lot of the men she's with are going to be non-black men. It's going to happen. And I say this, people say you're crazy, you're wrong, but I say a day is coming when black women are going to be married to white men more than black men. And let me tell you, look at the numbers. 27% of black women are married in America today. 27%. That is 7% of our population are black women. Okay.
Hey, Brent,
Yeah.
have you watched? They're not on there anymore. I think it's The Real. Have you seen that before with Lonnie Love? And it was like a lot of women of color. Have you seen that before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, Lonnie Love, she's on there, African American, kind of heavy set, and she was saying that, and her boyfriend is a white guy. I don't know if they're married or not yet, but there's a white guy, and she's just telling Black women to open up your options. I know you're not used to, but open up your options. She says that the guy that she's with, she just says how it's so nice to have someone who's waiting for you at home to pick you up from the airport. He's just so loving and so kind. And she's saying, you deserve love, Black women. Don't be by yourselves because we're so loyal, race loyal. She says, open up your options. She says it could be real love. And so if you get a chance to look at it, it's I think it's a part 1 and 2. I think they talk about dating. With Lonnie Love's on there, Jenny Mai, Tamara Housley, and I think Keisha Campbell I think she was a guest or something. I can't remember. Yeah. And they talk about it. Sometimes it takes other Black women letting them know, hey, open up your options. And even also like this channel too, like, you as a white man who's married for over 20 something years, 28 years, saying, and bring your wife on and look, both you guys don't look stressed out. I know life is life, but that there's other people who are open to us. And then sometimes I'll say this a lot of times too, like my sister and I were talking the other day, and she was saying, Stephanie, you know what, you'll probably have to be with someone who's from outside, the Black community. She says, because just how we were raised differently, how our thought process is different.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in suburbia all my life, and it's just the thought process is different.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I'm glad that I can show my face on YouTube. And the reason is because I want people to see me. I want them to see the real me. What you see is what you get. I know I got my avatar on, but I put it up. This is me. This is how I look. This is how I talk. You see my wife, Sandy. We're real people. We're the face of America today. Not all of us are, Black women, white men, but we're the American interracial couple. Our marriage has lasted. It stood the test of time. We went the distance. It's successful. It can work. And I like showing people that because it's more believable when they have a visual. Okay? It is, because they not only hear it, but they see it. When I first started doing YouTube, people told me I was a liar. He don't have a Black wife. I remember I did a video and they said, ladies, don't listen to this guy. He don't have a Black wife. He's just trying to get some views. And they kept saying that. And I was like, I told my wife, can you come on and make a video with me so I could debunk this? And I did, and it debunked it. But it's not just to prove that what I'm saying is true. I want people to see it. We're real people. Our marriage worked. It can work for you. We're not weirdos where we don't get mad and yell racial slurs at each other. Yeah. We don't do that craziness. We don't even think in that level. I've had arguments with my wife where I was upset, but I never had the desire to yell a racial slur at. I just don't. Some people think that we do that. Like we'll get so mad that the N-word's going to slip out of my mouth or something. Or if we're intimate, we're going to get into some kiki race play type weird stuff. No, we don't do that. We love each other. I know she's Black. She knows I'm white. We're just people. We love each other. We have a great marriage. We have a great family. And that's what I want people to see. And I want to promote people that are opening up their options like me and my wife did. And tell them it's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to get winded. I'm just saying, I just want them to see the real deal. I want them to see a visual. because it's powerful. It really is. And it shows the blessing of it. We can look at relationships and seek them out that they went bad and didn't work. But let's show something that works. Let's show the blessing behind it. And let's dig in the numbers. And I'm so glad they researched this because the truth gets out there.
Yes, and it's a matter of, okay, yes, we're different colors, we're different community, but you're looking at more so the character. And that's important, being genuine. Because like you said, you coming up here and you're talking about, hey, there's some bad ones in my community, in your community too, but don't look at them. I want you to look at the full person. And that's what makes it a lot better than someone saying, oh, I just want to, some of the black guys, oh, I just want to get with someone who's white. And it has something to do with that. It has to do with character.
Yeah.
And like you said, when you look at the numbers, you look at the success rate, you look at, how majority are going to treat their women, the women that they marry, right.
Yeah.
So, and that's important.
Yeah, having same interests, having same faith, having know if you want to have children or not have children, knowing if you want to what faith you're going to bring them up in. All of those things matter more than what color somebody is. And the fact that that you even have to use this disclaimer is kind of sad, because like even when we started this, people were not straight up saying don't date any black dudes, just don't date one that treats you like garbage. And they took that and ran with the whole thing, and now we have to say the same thing about white dudes. Is like they're not all perfect. You have to still, like, they're people. Men are people.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? And I've seen black women, white men do this. When they get together and they tell their family about the special person in their life and they're going to get married, or even they're just in a relationship, it's like we explain why we're in this relationship. And I've been guilty of this too. And we need to stop it. If someone asks, well, why are you dating a white guy? Why do you want to marry a white guy? Because you love him. That's it. You don't have to explain, oh, well, he's a good guy. He works hard. He really does nice things. And it's like we get in that mode where we explain everything. And I did that with my wife. Well, why do you want to marry her? She's black. Won't you have problems? Well, yeah, but that's okay. But I love her. She does this. She's educated. She's smart. She treats me well. She's always, look, I don't have to say a damn thing about my wife or who I'm with. I'm with her because I love her. That's it. I don't have to explain it to you. But black women, white men, we do this, do we not?
Because they shame us for it. That's why. It's kind of like, I'm not trying to say that you feel guilty for dating your wife, and nor does she feel guilty for dating you, but it comes out of guilt from that shame that was put on you all. Like you feel like you have to defend yourself, because I swear I have that done to me as well. And you're absolutely right. Why should I explain it to you? Because you're not in it. You're not in my relationship. You're not paying out one of my bills. Why do I need to explain it to you? I'm being treated well. I like this person. They like me. Mind your business. But it's that shame. They love to use shame. That's the reason why. And I know that you guys, all three of you guys get tired every time the chat starts talking about slavery. But that's why it comes up so often. Is because every single time we try and talk, every time we try and move forward, every time we try and say anything that we like about each other, here comes the fake concerned people with their slave talk. And what about back in this day? What about back in the civil rights era when they was doing X, Y, Z? What about? And it's like, I don't care. This person's not doing those things to me now. So I don't know what your issue is, but I mean, get you some business and mind it.
You know what's funny is I had some guy going on me, and with pro white leadership, we did a show. We're talking about slavery and stuff, and we're going into it like and she researched it big time. She come up with all the info and where she researched it and put it together very well. And there was this black guy that came in that was mad. She brought him up, and he was talking about the white population dropping down, saying we're dying out, and
which had nothing to do with the conversation.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it. And I tried to explain it because people are having less children now. We've been told in school that our population is too big. We need to have less children. People are caught up in that. And then just society, it's so expensive to have children. A lot of us only have 1 or 2 kids, right? Boy, back in the day, we had 14, 15, 20. I know my grandparents come from humongous families. I have 3 kids. It's a lot smaller than their family. And then society, they don't look at my children as white children anymore. They're biracial. Or back in the day, they'd just say they're black, right?
Right.
That's what they did. So, of course, I'd be looked at as I didn't reproduce, right? Which I did, but the numbers are kind of deceiving. But to me, that don't matter. If we're dying out, it's God's plan anyway. So why am I going to worry about it? I don't care. All I care about is, building a strong family, coming together with love, and building a legacy.
Right.
But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but he was throwing that at me, and it was weird. He started talking about how evil slavery was, and he said, but did you know what? There were Africans that had Caucasian slaves. And like he was proud of that. I'm like, dude, that's...
And then he turned around and blamed it that the black women were doing it too, so...
Yeah, but it was like, you know what? We just need to come together. But yeah, they throw that stuff in there. And, but if you're in an interracial relationship, you got to deal with that, guys. That's right. White people did evil stuff. Yes. When I looked at
all of humanity has done evil stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And, there's been genocide in every continent. We can go to Europe, we can go to Africa, we can go to the Middle East, and we can see where millions of people were sent to meet their maker. All races did this, yes. It just shows that men are evil.
Yeah. And that's not off topic, because that just you were just saying what I was talking about, though, because that's the shame that you have us, 2 black women speaking with a white male about past history, which that was her topic, and here he comes trying to use that shame, that slavery shame, to make us shut up.
Yeah, and at times it's very effective. If you're in a debate with a white guy and you start going to slavery and Jim Crow and all the evil, a lot of white people, they will feel that guilt, like, oh yeah, we did that. Okay, I'm sorry. And then you start defending yourself like, well, I didn't do that. I wasn't there. And then it knocks you off topic. The best thing to do in that, and what I do, is I say, yeah, it was evil. You're right. But I wasn't there. And let's talk about the world today. What are we doing to improve it? And a lot of times these betas will bring that up because they really can't compete with you. So they go to the past. Because I'm telling you, if a man believes he can compete with you, he's not, and it's a black guy, he's not going to talk about slavery. He's going to talk about his job, how much money he makes, how many businesses he has, and he's going to throw that at you. But when he don't have that, he goes to the past. And I'm telling you, most cases, that's the truth. Because really, they don't care about slavery in the past. They really don't. Because when they get with Becky and Maylee, or well, when they get with Becky, they're not going in on her about slavery.
Nope.
No, they're just thinking about,
Well, they'll excuse her for it because, you know, she just went along with you guys. It wasn't.
She had no choice. But I mean, and I would say this: men controlled that, so in a way, she had to go along with it. So, I mean, now that I think about it, yeah, white men controlled
kind
that.
of yes and no, because
Yes
I mean,
and
there's plenty of evidence that whenever men went to other countries, continents, and started taking native wives, once they started bringing their societies over, the women who they brought from their homeland started seeing the men that were married to the native women and started excluding them. That was the women's doing.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes and no.
You know what? I got to look into this, but somebody told me, and maybe you could help me out with this. I'm not a historian, right? I know history. I love history, and I study it. But somebody told me this. They said, you know what? The reason they brought segregation and Jim Crow and all that, they said that it was mostly that white women wanted white to stay with them and not marry other groups of women, i.e. black women, because they were afraid of that. And there was some stories where I heard people talk about how white women during slave times would force the black women to cover their heads.
Tignon laws.
What was it?
Tignon laws, but it's spelled because I guess it's Creole or French or something, and it's like spelled Tigun. I think I forget. But yeah, those were called Tignon laws, where they had to cover their hair or they had to have it braided and keep it out of sight.
Oh, because they're afraid the men would find it attractive.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? Look, us as white men, but see that developing that society, it forces us as white men to drag white women through the mud. And think about it. When you go in the segregation, right? And you do not let a man be with the woman he wants to be with in marriage, he's still going to be with her if he could find a way. There were many men in the segregated times, and it was mostly men that had wealth. They did this stuff. They would have a wife and children, a white wife and children. They would have a black woman as a mistress and have a family with her. They were living double lives. A lot of men did this stuff. Okay, that seems horrible, right? You're going to be married and then have an affair with another woman, but you kind of force their hand, because if they're really attracted to black women, you're forcing them to do it secretly or to live a double life. What rich white men got away with this? The everyday white guy wouldn't. They would, go in on him. Sometimes send him to meet his maker.
Right.
They did that to white men too, not just black men. I mean, more black men than white men, of course, but white men were punished for being with black women. Mm-hmm. They were. Maybe it wasn't as much because men controlled society. And if you have money, power, and wealth, nobody's going to touch you. You could do what you want. And they did this. They had black families and white families. They had a black mistress and had kids with her. And then they had their white wife that they were seen in society with. But when you do that, guess who's being drugged through the mud? Becky's having her face just ran through the mud.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why look, segregation is a bad thing. And I see there's black people out there that want to go back to segregation thinking it's going to be better the next time around. No, it's not. Whenever you separate people, one group is going to have more wealth than the other. One community is going to have more than the other. there, you can never have separate but equal. They tried to push that lie. It don't work. Because
Right.
when you compete and the majority is white people, guess what? They're going to get their resources. They're not going to live in guilt and say, "Oh, we got to share equally." No, they're going to take what they want their families to have the most. So they're going to compete for the resources. And when there's more of them, guess what? Black people will be left by the wayside once again. So no, you can't go to segregation. We can't be separated. We're integrated, whether you like it or not. People are attracted to each other of different races. They're going to procreate with each other. It's happening more and more each day. You will not stop it. The best thing you can do is just try to get quality people to come together in marriage and build a stronger nation. But other than that, that's all you can do. Even the segregated times, they couldn't keep it separate. Honestly, really. So it ain't going to work. But anyway. Hey, Alexander. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for the super chat. Good to see you. And hey, Alexander, I accepted your request, your invite to Discord. I'm working on making a Discord, guys, and I want to bring you guys in, and we'll talk about things, and you could come in the Discord, and it's free. You just come in, we can talk, have discussions. There's ways we can show movies through that, where we can, and that would be good with a movie review. Let's say we wanted to do a movie review on something new. We could come in, watch it through Discord, and then later on talk about it. Do a movie review. If you guys are interested in something like that, if I will be doing a Discord, it will be a Sunday thing. I will make it like once a day at the same time so we can all come in. So, if you guys are interested, let me know. I know a couple people asked me if I have a Discord or going to, and yes, I am. And if you have ideas for doing this, I got ideas, but what would make you guys happy? What would be nice about Discord to you? And I don't mean to get off topic, but we could come in and talk about things we can't talk about on YouTube, but we can also do fun things like movies. I think we could listen to music on it. If you guys want to have a night where we listen to music, what kind of music you like, I don't know. I think that's fun. Me and my wife, Sandy, sometimes we go to YouTube and watch videos and stuff of old music and stuff we grew up with. And, we have private thoughts, and, we could talk about certain things, and it'll be our own space there. And we could come up for ideas for this YouTube thing, and but if you got any ideas, let me know, email me. But that is coming, and
Okay.
I think that'll be fun. I do. I know a lot of people have Discord. I think Alexander's got a Discord. I tried to go on his, but I was having technical difficulties. I was at work, but I want to have one. I really do. I want to talk to you guys, and I want your input. This is my channel, but it's actually your channel, because without you, it don't exist anyway. So it's about you. It really is. And when I do YouTube, I really think serious before I make decisions, guys. I know sometimes you might think I'm off on things, but really I'm cautious. I don't want to drag anybody into anything. I don't want to make a bad decision that makes anybody in my circle look bad. I don't. You know, I want this to be good for you and for me and our network, meaning the other channels. Okay? There's other channels around us that think like us. I want us to be healthy. I want us to have a healthy network. We don't have to agree with each other. We don't even have to like each other. But we can work together to make this a better community, to make it strong. I don't like YouTube beefs at all. I try to stay out of YouTube beefs as much as I can, guys. I know sometimes you get dragged in it, and it is what it is. But I try to keep out of it. I try to keep my other content creator friends out of it. I don't, you know, and I know I'm getting off topic, but I want to protect you guys. Okay, I really do. Of course,
I'm
I want to.
so glad to hear you say that, because I cannot tell you how many channels I have had to leave because I would literally go a day because I have, you know, I live a real life or what, just like I think everybody else outside of YouTube lives. And then I come back and they're squabbling over something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what happened? Why? And I'm not saying that they can't defend themselves or anything if somebody was coming for them. But at the same time, it's like, I thought we were doing something here. We had a goal. What is this?
Yeah, and I hate so many times, and I see this all the time. We're in the same community, same space, but then somebody says something, then we got to go in on this person, then they come in at me, and then, you know, then the subscribers are like, wait a minute, I like that other guy, that other lady, and you're talking bad about them. I'm leaving you, and then they agree with me on that channel. Then they come over here, and then subscribers are going all over the damn place because content creators can't get along. Like, what the hell? It's not about us.
And then it makes me feel so bad because I have had to pick sides. I had to choose people, and it was like I didn't want to leave this person, but I noticed they started doing some certain things, and I was like, well, maybe that's why they got into it. And then like it was literally almost every single channel I went to. You start off with all these really great insights, all this great talking, all this wonderful things, and these plans that we were supposed to do as women to move forward.
Yeah, and the bad thing is we're destroying what we created. For what? So I can be the top dog, I'm going to go in on this person? Or they said something I didn't agree with, so you know what? I'm like, really? It's about you guys. It's not about... Content creators need to just be content creators and keep their personal feelings away from other creators and just do your thing, you know? And, you know, but if someone comes in, attacks you, you have no choice. I get it. But sometimes you got to have humility and, you know what? Step away. Even if they insult you, just step away. And just take care of your people because it's about them anyway. And I know I'm talking about this, but I'm seeing this across the YouTube streets. I see BWE channels these ladies do that I support, that I think are wonderful. I see these divestment channels that are wonderful, that I support. But what I don't like is when they go at each other, even though it don't even concern me, right? I don't like seeing it. Because look, I support her and they fighting. I can't take sides. First of all, it's none of my business. But then I like them both. So what do? I don't know. I'm kind of... I need to stop talking about this. you know, and anyway, I just need to make this a better space here, and I think it'd be better off. I'm just passionate about this because I don't like what I see. And I'm not pointing the finger, but I don't want to be part of that. I'm sorry. I want to uplift black women and go in on Dusty's. That's what I want to do. But anyway, Dark Mother's Vessel, thanks for coming on. It was good talking to you. You could come back on if you dropped off, but you know, it's getting kind of late. I'm gonna have to shut down soon, guys. But anyway, guys, it was good having you guys on tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and close. I don't know if Dark Mother's Vessel dropped off or, it is getting late. But thanks for coming on. Stephanie, it was good having you on.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the content.
Thank you for coming on. And guys, I love you guys. And hey, you like YouTube, go to the channels you like and enjoy them. Okay. And us as content creators, we could do some stupid things. And we do things wrong at times, right? But let's keep the mission ahead of us. Let's keep the prize before us. Let's uplift black women. Let's go in these dusty goofballs. We can have fun with that. And let's make our network strong. Let's make it the best it can be. Okay. And thanks so much for the $2. Alexander got here late. Yeah. But let's make this the best network. And I'm not saying channel. Of course, I want this to grow and be successful, but I want the biggest thing is the network. That's the most important. Black women, white men getting together in love and marriage, that's more important than my channel by far. This is just a place where we can talk about it. I can give you my ideas, you give me yours, and we'll work with it. We'll make it happen. Okay? And when things go sideways, sometimes, guys, it's best to just step back, observe. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just stand back. Okay? Especially when it don't concern you, and just observe, see what's going on. That's what I try to do, because I've gotten into fights or beefs with people and that I've been drug into that's not even my business. I don't want to do that no more. It hurts people. It hurts myself. And I don't want to hurt you. And I want to hurt nobody else around me. But I love you guys. Thank you for coming on. And remember, ladies, hold men accountable. The dust flows in all colors. White dust is just as bad as black dust. It's all dust. But thanks, pro-white leadership. Thanks for coming on, young lady. And everybody on the panel, thank you for coming on. It's good talking to you guys. You know, and I love you guys. And I'll be back on Tuesday sometime. And I'm going to cover the Beta Kings Tuesday. And we'll make it a part 2. And if you guys want to be part of it and come on, I always give an open panel. And I always enjoy your input, your perspective. And you know, and then, you know, when me and Pro White Leadership, if we do a show together, I'll post it on there. And, you know, follow Pro White Male Leadership. She's got a good channel. She puts a lot of research, a lot of work into it. She hits all the points. She's not just going on there just saying whatever. She's actually putting facts in front of you, statistics, a lot of research. Very educational. Look, I'm into history. I love history, but I've learned a lot from Pro White Male Leadership's channel. And I love that young lady. She's got it together. She's highly educated, successful, beautiful, young Black woman that's doing her thing. And but check out her channel, seriously. It's awesome. It really is. Yeah, you're welcome, Pro White Male Leadership. But yeah, there's her YouTube. You want to check it out. I know a lot of you already subscribe to her and watch her channel, but she's got a good heart, guys. She believes what she says, she believes, and she lives her life accordingly. And like I said, she's like a lot of Black women out there, highly educated, successful, making things happen. But anyway, thank you guys. Dark Mother's Vessel, thank you so much, young lady. Seabreeze, Stephanie, Pro White Male Leadership. Ladies, thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Thank you, Alexander, for the super chat. And you know, I love you guys. And, you know, I'll see you guys Tuesday. We'll talk about the Beta Kings. I don't know what time yet. You know, my schedule's kind of weird. It'll be earlier than 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to try for 8 o'clock Eastern. Maybe even earlier, because I know you guys work and stuff, and I do too. So I'll try to make it earlier than that and put it together for you guys. But anyway, good night, everybody. And I'll see you guys Tuesday. Have a good night. God bless you and your families. I'll see you soon.